Hey guys, so in this video I want to share with you the one thing that's been probably one of the most annoying things here in Germany, things that we had to face since the move. It was definitely the topic that we complained about the most, me and my partner. And it's the rubbish situation here. What do I mean by rubbish situation? So I think that this actually is not going to be applicable for everyone, and I think maybe most of the people who live in Germany won't understand me, because I'm pretty sure that this only happens in certain towns and not in cities. Maybe especially those who actually live in houses. So okay, I actually come from Russia and I've lived in Finland and in Spain before moving to Germany. And I also lived in Germany like for 1 year long ago, and it was in a bigger city. And I don't remember any complaints or any thoughts whatsoever about the rubbish situation. So it's definitely the first time now that we moved only 3 and 4 months ago. Now we face this issue for the first time. And so basically the thing is, the rubbish system is organized in the most inconvenient way for people living here. And I feel a little bit bad for saying this on the one hand. On the other hand, again, I've lived in Finland and in Spain before, and I didn't have any thoughts about the rubbish at all, or any emotional reactions. It was just normal. You have a container outside, you bring your rubbish there, when you have it, that's it, end of story. So here's what happens in Germany. So basically, in the town where I live, in Bavaria, it's a small town, we don't have like generic big containers here outside where you can just go and bring your rubbish. So basically everyone has their own little container, which I'm going to show you here, and you pay for them. And if you're living in a house, it's only yours, or if you live in a kind of a bigger building, but not like these huge ones of 7 or 9 floors, of course. You know, in Germany, most of the buildings are like 2-3 floors tops in like in small towns. So then you kind of share this container with other people, but still with just like a couple of more neighbors probably. And so basically you have 3 containers. One for paper, one for organic rubbish, and one for Restmüll, which is, you know, uncategorized or whatever. Like where you put, I don't know, rags from the kitchen or basically other things that are not plastic, paper or glass, you know. The problem also is that they come to pick it up, right? And they will not pick up your container unless you actually bring it to a certain place on the street. Like sometimes they just skip it. Even though you pay money for it, they came to your street to pick up all these little containers or take out the rubbish from these containers, correctly said. And you know, they take from some neighbors, from some people, and they just skip yours. Like it actually happened several times already. And the problem is that you wait for weeks for these guys to come and pick up your rubbish. So like organic rubbish is every week, which is okay because, you know, it's organic, so you have to pick it up faster, more often. But then like other ones are once every 2 weeks or sometimes even less. So then they skip your container and they just ignore it and they just didn't notice it somehow or whatever, and they just didn't pick it up. So that happened already multiple times, and that's one thing. But the most problematic one is actually plastic, and that's the thing that I kind of have the most problem with. So, are you ready for this? So basically, there are no containers for plastic rubbish, at least not where my partner and I live. And what happens is you have to bring out your plastic bags outside, and by the way, it has to be in a certain yellow bag. I don't think they accept any other bags than these specific yellow bags, because every single person in the town has the same bag, which you actually cannot buy in a supermarket, but that's another thing. So you have to bring out this plastic rubbish outside and just leave it on the street. And then in a certain specific day, which happens once per month, I will repeat this, once per month, they come to pick up your plastic rubbish. Before that day comes, you have to store all these bags wherever you want. I mean, we all are trying to reduce the plastic rubbish and so on and so on. But actually, can you imagine how much plastic you collect in 1 month? So right now, let me show you. So here is this container. They actually have these yellow containers which goes perfectly together with this specific yellow bags. And the last time we threw the rubbish was, I think, in the end of December. So we actually have to keep these plastic bags wherever you want in the house. Luckily, we have this machine room where we can store things that we don't want to be, you know, in the living spaces. But we already have 2 bags, third one coming. We're just 2 people. Imagine family with kids. How much plastic do they actually collect? And they just have to store it somewhere in their houses. And well, it actually smells, you know. It's plastic packaging from everything you eat, from fish and from everything. So it actually smells, and I mean, it doesn't look good. And yeah, it's, I don't know why, it's just like this. And for example, here we also have this box with paper, you know, with cardboard from like furniture, because we just recently moved to this house and we had to build a lot of furniture, and we cannot just bring the cardboard to a container, you know, like normal, like you would do it normally. Because when I was living in Spain, we also bought all the furniture once, and people just bring the cardboard to the containers, and if it doesn't fit there, they just place the cardboards next to it, and then when the big car comes, or truck or whatever, they just pick it all up and no problem. So here you cannot do that. So when we were building the furniture, we had this whole room filled with cardboard. I mean, it was literally the entire room filled with cardboard. Okay, we didn't fold it or anything, so it was just these massive boxes and it was not well organized, but it took the entire room and we couldn't bring it to any containers. The only thing we could do is take a car and bring it to the specific, you know, recycling place in the town, which then eventually we had to do it because there was no other way. And it wouldn't even fit in our car in one drive, so we had to go twice. Before that, we had to fold all this and like cut it because it was just so much of it, and that's the only way to get rid of it. So basically, in your own container, you can just place like little paper or cardboard things, like pizza box, or you know, like just normal papers that you use every day. And if you have any boxes, bigger boxes from furniture or anything like that, you actually have to take a car and bring it to a specific place. Just like glass as well, you don't have any containers for glass, you have to take your own glass and bring it to specific places, you know, where you can actually throw out the glass that doesn't go in the supermarkets where they give you the money back. But yeah, oh my god, I don't know, like, why it has to be so complicated. And you know, there is actually a calendar, a special calendar for rubbish pickup, and there is an application for it as well. In that application it says which is the date when they will come to pick up rubbish on your street, for specific rubbish as well. They don't come, you know, and pick it up all together. They come, you know, in completely different days. Like this specific day is for plastic, this specific day is for restmüll or whatever else. And yeah, you kind of have to know the day because you have to actually bring the rubbish outside in that specific day, and if you don't do it, your rubbish is not going to be picked up. And yeah, I forgot to mention that the plastic rubbish that everyone brings on the streets, you know, it's just piles of bags on the street, like in the day of the pickup, because everyone, like, again, we are just 2 people and we have, you know, maybe 3-4 bags of plastic every month. And imagine the family with like kids or whatever, or the buildings where like many neighbors live, and all of that, they just bring it outside in the day of the pickup, and you literally walk the street and there is piles of these plastic rubbish bags everywhere. I mean, I don't know, in Spain there is also no space. The streets are also very narrow and it's hard to put containers, but I don't know, somehow they found places. But here in Germany, they just made it so complicated. And again, I'm sure that this is not applicable for everyone, and in big cities, I'm pretty sure that they have like normal bigger containers outside or something like that. But yeah, I just wanted to share this, guys, just in case you live in a house and you have the same. Actually, let me know in the comments if you're living in Germany, how is it in your town? Like, do you have anything remotely the same, or is this like a unique, unlike a situation that we're in? I just really want to know. I know that my friends who live like 1 hour away, they don't actually have this. They just have containers outside of their building, and that's it, like where they can bring everything and plastic as well. So yeah, let me know. And guys, with this video, I in no way want to offend anyone. Don't take it personally if you're from here. Every country has its own challenges, every country has its own pluses and minuses, and we just share our journeys when we move to different countries. There's plenty of things that I didn't like or almost hated when I was living in Spain, but there were some amazing things as well, and it's the same in Germany, and it's normal, and it's just like with any other person, you know, there's things you love about them and there's things you hate about them. So yeah, I don't want to offend anyone, and don't take it personal, please. I hope this video was interesting or entertaining, whatever it is. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.